21.
Alright, so I'm not that far behind.
Not that far behind. Will you quick read me off my teams first? The teams that I chose as my best teams, sorry.
Alright, Cardinals, Steelers, Seahawks, Texans, and
Sure, I have
Colts.
these down. Cardinals, Steelers, Seahawks, Texans,
and Colts.
And Colts. So let me make sure I got this all down. I have 21 wins. Is that what I have down?
Yes, 21,
All right.
18, and 2.
Just wanted to check the stats. 21 wins. All right. So Tyler, read off our total stats then for this draft.
All right,
so
Caleb,
far.
so far, and the best team is 21, 18, and 2. And his worst teams, he's 30 and 13. For me and my best team, I'm 24, 6.
13 and 30.
I said 13 and 30.
So you said 30 and 13, Tyler.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you did.
For best teams, I'm 24, 16, and 1. Worst teams, I should have put the stinking Cowboys up on that list and put the Panthers down the other one. 19 and 21.
Yep.
I wonder, if I move the Panthers...
Okay, well, we both have winning records in our best teams and losing records in our worst teams, so that's solid.
Yep. Alright. Good. So, we're running out of time.
Alright, you're going to move on. We are. How much time do we have left, really?
I mean, if we really want to, we can go on for like another 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Yep, okay, well, let's move on then to some things I have. I'm trying to think if I should give my, I don't think I'm going to give my top 10 teams this week, but there are a couple of lists that I want to get to, Tyler. The first list that I want to get to are 3 teams that started strong, that we had very high expectations for, that have completely plateaued, completely dropped off the face of the earth, and should start panicking. So in short, three teams that should start panicking.
Yeah.
The top 3 panic teams right now, and I'll give them in order from third to first. I will start with number 3. The number 3 team that should start panicking. Tyler, I'm sorry, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles sit at 4-4 right now. They just came off a loss to their division rival, the New York Giants, and they're in a division right now where they pretty much have no hope of winning the division with the Cowboys. So they're going to need to get a good enough record to get into one of those wild card spots. And at this point, you don't even know if they're going to be the second best team in the division because the Giants are hanging in there at 4-4. I'm not entirely sure what the Redskins' record is. So maybe you can check on that right now.
Yeah.
I think the Redskins are 4-3-1, something like that. The Eagles are in third or fourth place in the division, and at this point, things do not look promising for them. They're going to have to really turn things around, even if they just want to make a wild card spot. When you look around the division, if you look around the conference, rather, if you look down to the Chiefs and the Broncos and the Raiders. Obviously, the Raiders are in first place in their division, and the Chiefs and Broncos are both 6-2. The wild card spots in that league, in that conference rather, could come from that division from the AFC South. Excuse me, from the AFC West. My bad. So the Eagles need to get their act together, clean things up. They're my number 3 team that should start panicking. The number 2 team, I think, that should hit the panic button is my very own Pittsburgh Steelers, because right now, after starting out strong, they won their first 2 games. They have since gone 2-4, losing to such teams as their division rival, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Miami Dolphins, of all teams. They're now 4-4, second place in the division. I still expect them to win the division, but I'm not as confident as I was before. Let's just say that. Then the number 1 team, they also need to get healthy, is what, man, they are struggling with injuries right now. Just lost Marquise Pouncey possibly for the whole year. And then the number 1 team, Tyler, who do you think is my number 1 team that should start panicking? right now. Hit the panic button.
Oh, by the way, the Redskins are 4-3-1. Just to let you know.
4-3-1. I think that puts the Eagles at like 4th place then in the league.
They're last in their division.
They're last. In the division. Sorry. Interesting. All right. Any idea who my number 1 team that I think should hit the panic button?
Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns hit the panic button
Week
5
1.
decades ago.
I was like, the Cleveland Browns hit the panic button Week 1 of this year.
Pretty much.
No, the preseason. They hit the panic button during the preseason.
Basically, yeah, the Cleveland Browns. Although I will say, the Cleveland Browns have some good pieces. They just need to figure out how to bring it all together. I think that they have some talent on the team, though. But all that aside, any idea? My number 1 team that needs to start panicking right here and right now.
I got no clue.
The number 1 team that needs to hit the panic button. It is time for the Minnesota Vikings to panic. Because they started off the year undefeated, 5-0. They've lost their last 3 games, and a couple of those games have come at the hands of division rivals who weren't expected to be all that good this year, the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. Now, granted, the Detroit Lions game was a crazy one, a game which they by all rights should have won. But still, the Vikings are now 5-3, and they're dropping fast. I think I still have them inside the top 10. But that's only because they were number 1 throughout the first 5 weeks. The Vikings, just losing offensive coordinator Norv Turner, they've really struggled. The Vikings are the number 1 team that needs to hit the panic button. Tyler, I've got more I want to talk about there at the end, but if you have any music news, hit it quick.
All right, real quick, since the last time we've done a show, Avenged Sevenfold surprisingly released a new album called The Stage. I listened to it. I liked it a lot. It was very good, so go pick it up. It's in stores now. Also, System of a Down announced today that they will be coming out with a new album sometime in the near future. Not sure when. Hoping it's next year. Also, Wage Wars has been taking some studio photos showing that they are recording for a new album. Let me think here real quick. Metallica has their new album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, coming out next week. And there's one more I lost it. Memphis Mayfire released a new album, and also Korn released their new album, and there was also Papa Roach released a new single off their upcoming album next year called Crooked Teeth, and Demon Hunter's pledge campaign that they did is now 100% funded, along with As We Ascend. So that's it for music news.
Nice. All right, I will close things out, and I'll go through these quickly. Tyler, these are 8 players I believe are in contention to win the Most Valuable Player award, and I'm gonna guess that one of these 8 players, I'm fairly certain one of these 8 players is going to end up as the MVP. I will run through this list very quickly. I have 4 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, and 1 wide receiver. The quarterbacks that I have, I'll go into these a little bit more detail than the other ones. The number 1 quarterback, these are in no particular order. Quarterback that is in contention for the Most Valuable Player award, Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons. He has completely shocked everyone. He right now is his 9.52 yards per attempt leads the league, which that's an interesting key. And he's only fallen short of 250 passing yards twice. Once. Scratch that, once. He's only fallen short of 250 passing yards once this year. He has broken the 500-yard mark once. He's broken the 300-yard mark 5 times. And Matt Ryan, he has a touchdown in every game this year. He has double-digit touchdowns in all but 2 games this year. He has 3 or more touchdowns. Get the 3 or more touchdowns in 5 games this year. Matt Ryan is exploding, and I think that he has a shot to win the Most Valuable Player award. Another player I think has a good shot to win the Most Valuable Player award, Derek Carr of the Oakland Raiders. His team is rallying around him. They're playing very well. Had an off week this week. Had a 500-yard game against Tampa Bay, though, recently, and he is performing very well. He's performing at a high level. Obviously, Tom Brady. You can't talk about this list without talking about Tom Brady. Obviously, he missed the first 4 games, so I think that he is not as much of a lock to win the MVP, mostly because of that statistic, him missing the first 4 weeks. But despite him missing the first 4 weeks, he has come back and is playing some excellent football. He has the highest passer rating in all the league right now. And also, this guy's a long shot, but Matthew Stafford, he really turned his team perspective. He is 6th in fantasy scoring. And he has double-digit fantasy points in all but 1 week this season. He has hit 3 or more passing touchdowns in 4 games this year. Matthew Stafford is the 4th quarterback I think could win the MVP. My 3 running backs, Melvin Gordon, he's the highest scoring running back right now. David Johnson is the 2nd highest scoring running back right now. And this guy is more of a long shot, seeing as though he's a rookie, but Ezekiel Elliott, who is currently on pace for an incredible year. He could break Eric Dickerson's rookie record of most rushing yards in a season. I think that there's a better shot that he'll win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but instead of MVPs, just because he's a rookie. But I think we can throw him into the discussion as well. And then my wide receiver that I think has a shot to win the MVP is Julio Jones. Going nuts as usual, Tyler. That's all I got to say about him. Have the best shot to win the Most Valuable Player award. All right, Tyler, back to you. Any final remarks?
Nope, not right now. That about does it. So.
Election 2016 is over, and this has been the episode for the day after.
By the time I get to post this will be 2 days after. So.
Yeah, and this should be that should be the title of it. Something about the election. I haven't decided yet.
Election and draft. 2 days later.
Yeah, the aftermath. Just call it the aftermath.
All right.
And then put election 2016 in question marks.
Okay. All right, well, that will do for this episode. Thank you all for listening, and peace.
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 Peace.